Welcome once again to another episode of Explore. It's great to have everyone tuned in. We are doing something special today. I brought my brother back because whenever I have him on with me, we get more likes.
I don't think that's me, just for the record.
So we are going to do something called Ripped from the Headlines.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't told each other what they are. We've each picked some headlines. We're going to tell the person and get their comments on it.
The first comment I want is for the viewers or listeners to understand that mine are on my phone and yours are on printed paper.
Yeah, I'm older than you.
That speaks to a different
we don't
generation.
no, my phone is the one that's recording.
Oh,
so,
that's a good point. Never mind.
Yeah.
Good point.
Or they would be on my phone. So do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I would love to go first. I have a pretty fun one.
You have a fun one.
All right, here it is. We're going to test this out. As you know, I have an issue with gluttony. Surprise, surprise. So I found a perfect article for a guy who can't control his eating.
Okay.
Mechanical engineers put in Oreos cream filling through a battery of tests to understand what happens when two wafers are twisted apart. This is from Science Daily.
So, some people eat their Oreos whole, but some people like to twist it.
Yes.
And then, now there's two ways. You
Tell
can
me.
lick it, or do you use your teeth to scrape it off?
Well, this study is not about teeth or licking it. This study is no matter how you do it, and they have some very scientific terms which are over my head. When you twist open an Oreo cookie to get the creamy center, you're mimicking a standard test in rheology. The study of how a non-Newtonian material flows when twisted, pressed, or otherwise stressed. This is MIT engineers.
MIT, which explains why you and I cannot understand
Yes.
what they just said.
So what I want to do is I want us to test. They're saying when you twist them, one wafer or the other wafer gets all of the icing.
Yeah.
It's never half and half. It's never one. The icing stays on one wafer, is what they said. So I got double stuffed, and I got regular Oreos. So we're gonna see if their testing is accurate.
Okay, we got to try this.
Okay, so this is a regular Oreo.
Regular Oreo.
So when you twist it, the icing should stay on one of the wafers. It shouldn't split off. It should. Is that what it did? Okay.
One whole wafer.
All right. So this is a double stuff.
Okay.
So this is to see maybe they didn't do double stuff.
Double stuffed, twisting it.
See if it all stays on one. Now you can twist it.
Well, I'm twisting. It's definitely harder, but yes.
One stayed
all
on.
Stayed on one.
So this is a very funny test. I think in Google, anything that says food, I have automatically emailed to me. So I found this out. So I thought, why don't we try it? And I'm going to try it.
So there is a scientific method behind it. You broke yours. It figures.
All right. So I made a mess.
No, I know why you broke it.
So I can eat it?
So you can eat it. That was the rule at the house.
It's true.
And so Justin would break cookies so he could eat it.
So it was one. So it was interesting. I thought we'd try it. And I thought if anybody, you'd be the one who'd figure out a way to get it to split apart incorrectly. So.
No. But I will tell you, so this will be good. We'll leave the comments on for this.
Can you mute my mic?
Yeah, go ahead. We'll leave the comments on for this, though. If you twist it apart, do you use your teeth and scrape it off, or do you try to use your tongue and get it off? I've always used my teeth. Because there you go. You got it off in one swipe. You're a master at eating.
Oreos are my daughter's favorite.
I love Oreos, too. I love Oreos, too.
I love Oreos.
So that was a cute one. So that was pretty cool. So
Cute.
you can leave in the comments.
Cute.
If you
What did you learn?
I learned that MIT people are super smart, and I am not one of those MIT people.
I went to Shepherd.
And I consider myself smart, not MIT level smart.
Well, different level, different education.
So, okay. So I've got one for you.
All right. I'm eating cookies.
I found was just, I saw it and I was like, okay. So I read the commissioners always post, the Greene County commissioners post what their meeting is going to be about. And I was reading, going over what was on their agenda. And I saw that the golf course in Hardy County was asking Grant County for a donation. And I thought that was like a little odd because like it's not in our county. And that struck me. So I caught my eye and I was like, okay, So, is there something that we have in Grant County that we can go to the Hardy County commissioners for and ask money?
I'm trying to find notes. So I spoke with Scotty Miley.
Okay. Oh, so you saw the same article then?
Yeah, because it had me go. First off, I didn't know that the golf course was it's not a 501c, but it's a not-for-profit organization. I didn't know that.
There are different
they're different not-for-profits.
taglines, yeah.
So I wasn't aware of that. So I'm trying to see here. They brought it before the board, and they didn't approve any money at this time. I'm trying to find what he sent me. It may have just been a phone call with Tyson and Scotty. I forget. It was a month ago. I think it was a conversation, yeah, but they did not extend money. But I thought it was very unique, and their comment, and I'm paraphrasing, was, we can't determine what people ask us for, which makes sense.
Which makes sense. I just thought it was a little odd that someone would have the chutzpah to come in from out of county for something out of county.
Yeah, and I guess
especially when you look at all the, I don't want to say fighting, but discussion going with our ambulance going out
the
to
Pendleton County, isn't it?
And it's like, okay, so why don't we just go ask Pendleton to pay for the Grant County ambulance thing,
yeah,
which makes more sense than giving money to a golf course, which they didn't.
No, they did not. They did not.
They did not. But
so it was interesting, and I don't want to speak on behalf of Scotty or Tyson if they have anything they want to add to it.
Tyson assures me that he's coming on
Good.
as soon as his schedule gets cleared up. So I'll ask him that.
Good.
Mean, we know that they turned him down, but that
yeah.
To me, it seemed like
it was interesting because I thought, well, hey, I'm going to request.
Yeah.
I'm going to request some money.
Yeah.
And see if I'm good at fundraising, which I don't have an education or experience in fundraising. I have experience in business development and selling, but I thought, what the hey?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try it. But no, I did hear about that. Yes.
Okay. Okay, you're
so my next. All right.
What are you hitting me with?
All right. So
more
this
Oreos,
is
more food.
I wish they were actually very good. My daughter likes the green. It's like a thin mint,
like a thin mint,
but it's an Oreo.
There's nothing like a Girl Scout thin mint though. Oof.
They are good. Okay, so this is interesting. Dyson announced a wearable air purifier with noise canceling headphones built in. So it's a picture. I'll show you the picture, and we can put this ad. This is in news.sky.com.
Yeah,
News
You'll
Sky.
have to text me that, and I'll put it in the comments.
So it's an air purifier that you wear.
So let me get this. It's so loud that you are wearing the noise canceling. What about the rest of the people?
I'm assuming the noise canceling headphones is just another feature. I don't know if the unit's loud. I didn't think of it that way. It could be. I just thought, I'm thinking on an airplane because I fly a lot. And fortunately, the mask thing came down. So I fly this week. I'm looking forward to that. It's my first time in 2 years without a mask on an airplane. But I'll send you the picture to post
push
it.
back about that?
No, I didn't.
I can see the TSA. TSA and I would have been a great pals when I said I'm not putting a mask on.
Just for the record, I learned there's some hills I'm not going to die on, and that was not a hill.
I would die on that hill and never fly again. I'd be on the no-fly list.
Yeah, that wasn't a hill I was going to die on because I fly too frequently, and I don't want to drive everywhere. But so according to the article, Dyson started working on this before COVID, before the pandemic. They started working on this in 2016. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
That's around the same time that Fauci said that when Trump took office, there would be a pandemic.
It could be all tied together. I don't know. It doesn't say. It doesn't reference that conversation on here, but it said they started internal conversations in 2016 about developing some kind of a purification on the move technology based on its existing air purification technology. So.
You know who needs that is Hong Kong, which is very
You mean pollution wise?
Pollution wise, that's probably. I'm guessing that's what it was done for. Would be for Los Angeles, the heavily polluted cities that.
Well, fortunately, in the States,
people
we don't have that issue.
Yeah.
I mean, before it's a conversation I don't want to get into because it's deep, but I thought that was really interesting when I saw a picture of a young lady, and I'll send you this, wearing a air purifier on her face, and I was just like, that's really interesting.
Are those Beats by Dre? Is that what they? That's what it looks like.
They're
when you
really
see the
interesting.
picture. Yeah, I mean, it's if for those of you that might not want to look in the comments when we do it, but it's attached to your ears, and the piece goes right down.
It looks
over
like
your
a
mouth.
Star Wars character. Excuse me, I'm burping Oreos. So it was very interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was just watching that. I'm like, who would buy something like that? I'm sure there's somebody.
Oh yeah.
But I was just like, anything. I don't like trying to get in the way of communication for us humans.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just one other way. So.
Especially for people who might be hard of hearing, and like you don't realize how much you rely on reading people's lips.
Mhm. Well, they said about it. I think, was it Sheena or was it Mitch who talked, or maybe it was the Board of Education that talked about the lip reading in school.
Yes.
And so that's interesting because
Yeah.
I don't think I do. But what are you saying?
Yeah.
I don't think I do, but you must. It must be a human behavior
It's
that's
just
done
something
internally.
That you catch yourself.
Yeah.
But, well, if you're getting older and your hearing is not what it was.
All of our family has hearing issues too.
Yeah, they do. And here I am, the DJ. I'm like wondering how fast my hearing will crumble. Like, will I one day be like,
Well, people in church say JR can't hear very well. No, they say, well, that was loud. I'm like, JR can't hear the way we do.
no, I can hear. I hear stuff. It's just I'm running the sound from the platform, so I don't hear what they hear.
Gotcha. I always blame it on your hearing.
See, I
so.
I keep it in my in-ear monitor, and I don't have them up that loud
Gotcha.
because I don't want to worsen it any worse than I already am. Okay,
Understood.
so I've got one for you.
All right, you have a grin. I'm worried.
Yeah. Did you hear about this? A 17-year-old boy is suing his parents for being born white.
Okay.
He says in the lawsuit that he has suffered psychological distress from the burden of white privilege. Therefore, his parents must pay him in a lawsuit.
What state was this lawsuit filed?
Oh, like Wisconsin, Minnesota, somewhere,
Really?
somewhere over there. I know
The
you would
upper
think-
Midwest.
Yeah. you would
Okay,
think
that's interesting.
California or New York or something, Chicago.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was one of those in there.
That's
Missouri, something.
that's unique. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It just proves that you can sue,
you can sue for
for
anything.
anything.
Yeah, there's no you can
and it just further proves that lawyers are bottom feeders, except for the ones that listen to the podcast.
Listen, the attorney didn't go and find a guy in the street
No.
and say the
But
people
he did take it.
people approach attorneys, and
Yeah.
attorneys are business people,
Yeah.
and they're saying
That's
let's make the
interesting.
news. That's I don't get it. I don't
Yeah.
get it.
I heard that and I was like, if he wins, that is going to set such a bad precedent.
Well, he won't win, obviously.
You don't know. Stranger things have happened.
I mean, it would be like me suing mom and dad because I'm bald. Wait a minute.
There
Hold
you
on.
go.
Hold on. I
Yeah.
got
Contact your attorney now.
who is it? Gary and Gary? Do they do stuff like that or no?
I don't know.
I talked to them about real estate, but is that all?
That's funny.
That's
So that
that's
was a weird
interesting.
one.
That's interesting. That is. All right.
So what do you have for
I
me?
have three.
Oh, okay. Well, do
I
you
have
want me to
three.
do another one then?
Well, I'll do my last
Okay.
one. I'll do three. And this was on NPR News. And you've heard about the Tide Pod Challenge, right?
Yes.
You heard about the Cinnamon Challenge?
Yes.
Did you hear about the Kylie Jenner Lip Challenge?
Yes.
Okay. There's a new challenge out.
Oh, geez. There's all these challenges.
It's all the younger generation.
Yeah.
Life must not be hard enough for them. They're making
No.
challenges. I'm thinking, just
Yeah.
getting out of
Get
bed
out
without
and-
being
well,
sore
get
is a
out and work
challenge.
and they would have a challenge.
It's like, so there's something called now, this is in NPR News, the Orbeez Challenge is causing harm in parts of Georgia and Florida, police warn. So, you remember paintball?
Yes.
Paintball,
Had a blast.
that
Loved
was at least 30 years ago we started paintball. And that was so much fun. I mean, we, as kids.
The little air
yeah.
tanks that you had to, yeah.
The, what is it? What kind of air? Anyway.
CO2.
CO2, okay. It was a blast. Well, now kids are taking Orbeez, so I don't know if the viewers know it.
If
Orbeez,
you have kids, you probably know about Orbeez.
they're small little gels which are hard until you soak them in water and they grow. So kids are taking, I'm reading from this just to make sure I don't give the wrong information. The latest viral social media trend is gaining traction on TikTok and has police around the U.S. warning their communities of potential danger. Police say people are getting hurt from the innocuous sounding Orbeez challenge. They're taking a gun, and I can send you this link as well. It's a tiny little gun, and they're shooting the Orbeez pellets at people. It's almost like when I was really young, we used to shoot BBs at each other, which was stupid. These are gel ball guns.
So made for the Orbeez, I guess.
There's a picture of it on here. It's called a splatter balls, is what it says on the gun. So it appears to be. This toy gel ball gun was collected from a 19-year-old who shot an Amazon delivery driver in Deltona, Florida. Why would you shoot an Amazon driver?
Yeah.
That's like the most, behind cops and firemen,
Yeah.
that's like the next most important person that can come to our house. The driver's glasses and neck were hit. So it's a small gun that's made to shoot Orbeez. And there's a young man, there's a picture. I mean, it causes welts just like the paintball gun.
Yeah.
But depending where a kid gets hit,
oh yeah, he's hurt.
It can cause some harm. It's why when you do baseball, you had a head protection on, right? Paintball. Yeah. What did I say?
Baseball.
Did I get it wrong?
I knew what you were getting for.
Baseball with a paint mask.
Yeah.
So when I read the article, I'm like, oh my god. And I have a 15 to 14-year-old, so I'm sure that'll be on their wish list.
You know, that, though, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not saying that you should shoot your Amazon drivers, but doing the kissing the mirrors and eating Tide Pods and eating cinnamon, although I did have a lifeguard
was fun.
that said if I would give him a free hot dog, he would eat a spoonful of the popcorn seasoning. You know, the popcorn seasoning that you get that you can sprinkle on?
It's powder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would be like cinnamon. Did he try it?
Yes, he did.
Are you sure you want to admit this on air?
No, he did. And it was all funny, and he was taking it until he got laughing, and then he just went poof.
Did it go out his nose?
And a whole poof of the popcorn seasoning.
It dries your whole mouth out. I've never done it. It looked fun, but I'm like... Yeah.
We had some fun during the down times. You know, you get a rainstorm and everyone's waiting to go back in the pool. You got to do something to occupy your time.
Are you going to do the Orbeez challenge then at the pool this year? Is that what you're saying?
No. That breaks skin. But
skin.
When we did paintballs, we would come home with welts
all over
us. I mean,
you didn't know the welts it caused on my heart, though.
It hurts.
Fortunately, I had plenty of cushion to absorb it.
You know, the Chinese are sitting laughing at us because they are the ones that own TikTok.
Oh,
laughing
that's great.
At us doing this stupid stuff, saying, haha, we have our kids in school.
I thought, though, TikTok got purchased. I thought it had to be an American-based company. Wasn't that under Obama or Trump?
Said he was going to do something, but they had so long, and then there was, well, you can keep it on your phone. You just wouldn't be privy to updates. The kids are still using it. I mean, it's
very big for the younger
creeping
generation.
up quickly on the other social media as far as users. I don't know if it'll ever have
for
the
business
amount that Facebook does.
Just for business, social media is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, which is another funny conversation. I don't know if that's one of your things. Is it?
Yeah.
Twitter and TikTok. So it actually is becoming a platform for businesses to be part of now. So
and then you have Getter. I mean, there's all these new ones out there. I mean, they're blowing up.
Tinder, that's another good place.
Yeah.
That's where I met my wife. So.
Oh, so you swiped right?
Whatever. It's right or left. I swiped the right way apparently. So.
Okay, are you ready for this one? Since we were talking about Twitter, we'll go to Twitter. Elon Musk has secured $46.5 billion in financing.
I heard.
To buy Twitter, which is $3 billion more, $3.5 billion more than he originally offered. So he sweetened the pot. Here's where it gets interesting.
I'll tell you what I would think, but go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you a little bit behind it. The group that is financing him owns 8% of Twitter.
Okay. So they'll make money off of this.
So, yes. So with him, which is Goldman Sachs. I believe. So with him and them, they still have the largest share of Twitter stocks.
So that's smart. He's
Yes. And they know they're going to get a boatload out of it, money-wise.
well. First off, he got signed financial letters from. I thought it was more than one bank. I didn't know.
But the one I heard, Goldman Sachs was
Okay.
putting up the biggest
chunk.
I think.
It's interesting to see what's going to happen because as a shareholder, if I own Twitter, I want to be bought out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you why. And I am not a stock market genius. I try to use common sense. If he pulls out of this deal, that
gonna
stock's
tank.
going to keep tanking.
Yeah.
Just like Disney this year. Disney's down 33% this year, right?
The worst loss on the Dow.
Big loss.
Yeah.
And this has nothing. I've never got Disney Plus. I don't think Disney World's the what's it called, the happiest place on earth. I took my wife there last year and she agreed with me.
Yeah, you were both miserable. I
It was
remember when
just-
you came home.
I was just like, gosh, why did I do it
It was fun.
again? Now the kids had a blast.
Yeah.
But it was at our expense. I'm like, but if Elon walks away, I think it's going to take a big dive.
Yeah.
And
And
so
first
as a-
off, the stock was only valued at $30.
And he was paying 50 some a share.
Yeah. Which is well profitable for the people that own stock.
And here's traditionally, there are exceptions, obviously, but traditionally, financiers don't invest in a company because of its morals, financiers
They want money.
want to make money. Now, there are exceptions, but normally financiers just want to make money. So, I don't know if the board would ever do it. They send it to a vote. That's the problem. If they send it to a vote of the shareholders would. If they did not agree to sell it, I'd be beyond shocked.
Yeah, I'd be shocked.
I'd be
shocked, especially to almost double
it.
what it's worth.
It would make no sense. Now, you could say, well, people are afraid of, what free speech means. And that whole conversation, I don't know. Traditionally,
But the board is there not
investors-
to protect free speech, obviously, because Twitter doesn't now.
Correct.
So that's not their job.
they're
Their job
there
is
to make money for their shareholders and their stakeholders.
And
Correct.
I think what Elon pointed out was, if you add up everyone on the board of directors, they didn't even own 1%
Gotcha.
of Twitter. Everyone added together. It was Jack Dorsey, who's stepping down, owned 2%. He was the largest shareholder on it. With him gone, all added up, not even 1% of Twitter
Gotcha.
making the decision. Now, excuse me, Ron DeSantis from Florida is stepping in.
That's because Florida has stock in
Their retirement
Twitter,
fund
yeah.
is in Twitter. And so they're looking to possibly bring a lawsuit against the board because they're like, hey, this is going to help our retirement
financially
fund for our
helping.
people.
Yeah. In states, and I don't know if Florida does, but I know Illinois had a major issue with their retirement funds for their teachers, their firemen. It was a big issue.
Yeah, so it's more than just a free speech platform. Yes, it is. Isn't it? No, it isn't. Twitter's great. Twitter's bad. It's not even that as much as there's people's retirement riding on this and making money, because everyone gets into stock to make money, not lose.
Investors invest to make money.
Yeah.
And they can make money if a stock goes down or up, depending on how they invest, the long or the short. But I've never seen an investor say, I bought Coke because I love the bear they advertise.
Yeah.
No, I bought Coke because it's a
making
long-term
money.
performing stock,
Yeah.
So there's exceptions, but traditionally
Yeah.
we're here to
So
make money.
It will be very interesting. Very
think?
interesting over the long haul. Yeah. Yeah. Stay tuned for part 2.